Hello, 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 and welcome to the stream tonight between Conduit Esports, CCW, and TE, Tenebris Esports Astral. I'm joined, as always, by Old Man Genetics. How's it going tonight?
Ready to drip in. Week 2, this is for all the marbles. We win this week, we're in playoffs.
Huge. That is huge, huge, huge. CCW into playoffs if they win it. And it looks like we're already getting off here to the first draft. Tenebris is losing one ban because one of their players were late, which is a little bit why the stream took a little bit to get into it. But Conduit is going to be banning Ziggs and Action right off the bat for the first phase. And now Tenebris is going to get their first ban. Looking excited, pretty excited for tonight's match. I think it's going to be pretty good. It should be a banger. I think both teams are pretty decent, and it should be fun to see. We got Rek'Sai, and then we also got Sejuani rounding out the bands with Echo. What do you think CCW should go draft-wise tonight?
Well, it looks like the Rek'Sai ban from TEA was definitely scouted. Agent had a really great week last week on that Rek'Sai in the games 2 and 3. Another ban at him as well. So I think they should try to find something with some early game pressure for Asian, as he's kind of shown that he can play those early game junglers. So maybe a Jarvan, maybe something along those lines would be really good. But it looks like they're just picking up Sivir first pick.
Yeah, Glada is
this is for Astral.
No, CC. Oh.
They side swap. I think they may have side swapped. Hold on, our overlays.
Oh, they said that they were taking red side and then they swapped back. I don't understand what's happening. It literally says in chat, "We'll take red." So yeah, the logos are wrong. Conduit's the one that picked. I'll fix that real quick. Weird.
Yep, so Conduit's on the blue side. TE Astral is on red. Sivir gameplay. I love Sivir. Looks like a Senna lane here. Wondering if they're going to pair it with her probably most prevalent lane partner, which is Seraphine recently. They could even go into maybe a tankier champ. I personally love Cho'Gath, but you know, that's just my thing. And Sylas.
Yeah, Senna Sylas being picked early.
I don't love Sylas this early in draft. You really kind of saying, okay, well, let's just not take big team fight ults and it will be perfectly fine.
Yeah, whenever someone does pick Sylas off early like this, then you kind of just, like you're saying, get to pick regular, like, single target ults. Ults that Sylas doesn't really want to steal won't really impact the fight. Some teams rely on those wombo combos and still will pick them. Jarvan's actually hilarious because Sylas cannot, like, with 2 Jarvan ults, it looks really funny. Wukong, though, that's a great ult for Sylas to take. So
yeah, they move away from that, and Wukong much more level 6 champion, so I missed the call on the let's play for, level 3 on our jungler. We're going for level 6 on our jungler, so a little bit different there. Karma Sivir, though.
Yeah, Karma Sivir, I mean, technically could be Karma top or mid, but it's probably going to be the support down there being given over to Sweets. Rounding out the draft into Wukong, Karma Sivir, I don't really know what I would want to pick as a jungler. I'd probably just pick like Trundle just to try to kill the Wukong. They're going to early pick the Ornn and hopefully ban some tops. So they got both their solo lanes picked already.
Picking Ornn early, yeah. Well, you're thinking the sideless could potentially be a jungle pick.
That's fair.
The Ornn is definitely probably the top laner. I mean, we are in gold. Sometimes it gets flexed in mid. So technically, we think both of these champions are the solos. The Sylas could be flexed into jungle. The Ornn could be flexed into mid. So there's still some flexibility that a lot of these players have. But yeah, I think you're right. I think we're seeing a fasting Senna lane with a Sylas Ornn. It could be Senna Ornn.
That'd be crazy, but it absolutely could be. We've seen the Ornn support already before in a Conduit cast, so I wouldn't be surprised. The Amumu ban, so they're also thinking it's probably a solo lane Silas. The Jack's taken away. Isn't Jack something picked into Ornn? Yeah, so this makes me think it's Ornn top. Now that could be what they want because they double ban top lane after blinding it. So it
Yeah, but
could
they leave
be.
Trundle. They leave Trundle up in a game where this feels great for Trundle, right? You have and then you take it away. So that's a good takeaway. So you're right. So all solo lanes are showing now. I think there's not much variance. You're gonna get the Ornn top. You're gonna get the Silas.
The only way it would
Trundle.
be is if it's the Senna Ornn and Trundle jungle Silas mid. That'd be the only way that we don't know what a top laner is.
Yeah.
Vigar into that comp though is huge. Silas wants
Yeah.
to go in. Trundle wants to run at you. Ornn wants to try to get on top of you. You can just place the cage and disrupt so much with a Vigar cage. So I think that's a fantastic pick from Conduit.
Yeah, Trundle hates Vigors, right? This offers the kiting potential or the zoning control that they need. And Gwen, I don't love Gwen. I would really like to see CZ play Lilia. I think Lilia goes absolutely dummy into the comp that TEA's drawn up. I mean, it's counters into literally all three of their melees.
Hey,
Not as
I'm just
strong as
saying,
laner.
I'm not a top laner, but I filled in for a scrim that one time, and I
Yeah,
went Lilia top into Ornn, and I was like 11-0, and I looked, and the rest of the map was doomed. But man, it felt good in lane.
yeah. I think
It
Lilia goes
is.
crazy.
It's Senna Yone or Senna Ornn.
I think it's probably hell, I don't know. It could be either. I'm gonna bet it's Senna Ornn. That feels like it's not as terrible.
And Yone
But
top.
maybe it's Yone. Yeah, I think Yone into Gwen top. I think it's skill matchup.
Yeah.
Silas mid.
What a draft. Very, very melee with like the Senna scaling range.
Like I said, Lilia would have went dummy here. Well, maybe not to Yone.
Yeah. Lilia's okay in the Yone. It's not the greatest, but it's not bad. Lilia is hilarious against Trundle. Ornn doesn't really touch her. Silas with his like the W stun or whatever, or the W jump on top of you makes the stun easy to land. But yeah, Lilia would have felt great here for me too. I don't really know exactly where any of these people are going to be going, but based on the draft, I think Conduit's got the much easier to execute draft, and I think Tenebris really has to play to their draft strengths, really play around trying to get this Silas ahead and letting this fasting Senna just get many stacks as they can. They want to play for the late game against a Vigar Sivir, so it's kind of scary, but I do think TA's late game is a little better. They get the ornaments. The only one that really falls off on their team is Trundle. Everyone else kind of goes forever. So we'll just have to wait and see.
Trundle isn't... Yeah, there's a lot of annoyances for Trundle here, right?
No one to ult.
No one really to ult. So, I mean, I think Trundle was much more of a takeaway, not wanting it to go top lane against an Ornn.
Right. That makes sense. That makes
sense.
I mean, but
we'll see for sure.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and get to our little bit of a 3 to 5 minute break while we get these players into draft. Well, they're in draft right now. Ornn was locked in top, and Yone was locked in mid.
So Silas Senna?
Unless they're going to swap. They have...
Or, it would actually be goated Trundle Senna. There's so much sustain in that lane. You have Pillar for gank set up along with the root. That would be goated.
Yeah, it's really hard for Trundle to farm into ADCs, though. So that is the one negative. The only lane I've ever played Trundle bot lane in is Trundle Swain, back when Swain had the interaction where you could pull off of Pillar. That shit was not fair. That was hilarious. But when they removed that interaction, I haven't done it since. But we still have a ways to go until they're done with draft, so we're going to go ahead and get into a break. We'll see what where everyone's going once we're done. But don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right. Hello, and welcome back. Getting here right into Game 1 of CCW versus Tenebris Astral. And it is Silas Senna bot lane. 3 TPs for the side of Tenebris. looking at champs, runes, and everything, what are your thoughts now that we know where everyone's going?
Lethal tempo on Senna feels absolutely terrible here. You're never gonna proc it. Same thing with Trundle. Why do we have lethal tempo? Why do we have so many lethal tempos? This is not a comp in which you are going to proc lethal tempo. The same thing for, I would even say for Glada, probably should have just went fleet.
Yeah, Trundle lethal tempo just feels like that's what I do in solo queue, so that's what I take in the comp.
Yeah, wow.
Which is what a lot of Trundles do. It's what I see most Trundles do, and I think it's just so wrong. You need that PTA to help your gank actually be better.
I will say, I mean, Glada's going up against 4 melees, right? Lethal's not terrible on Sivir.
Right.
Here. I mean, but everyone, I would argue that probably everyone on the side of TEA should not be running lethal who is running lethal. There's too much disengage, there's too much range.
Shout out to Vandrel Arione.
Yeah, I think Ari would have been goated, actually.
Oh, huge poke to start the lane off.
Yeah, that's why Sivir...
And they had it warded and knew they weren't on red, and they still pushed up like that.
Yeah. I mean, there can only be so many places. They're either river there, or they're in the bush they were in, right? So it's extremely criminal that they gave that away.
Yeah.
They will hit 2 first. Let's see if they pressure.
Billy in the melee fight as Vigar.
Yeah, interesting decision, for sure.
Man, these boomerang blades...
they hurt.
Yeah, they are hurting that Silas, who's not going to really be able to farm into this lane.
Yeah. I mean, they have to call it, but I am surprised they didn't try to level 3 gank on Trundle here. Right? I think, like, given the way things earlier are going to go, you know, you would think that they would try to look for something a little cheesy. But
yeah, and meanwhile, Wukong's actually the one pathing down. So, interesting. Interesting starts from all around. CZ getting shoved in, which doesn't surprise me. It's what Ornn does early game.
Yeah.
Just very much bullies most people. I mean, even Trundle, I feel like would probably get bullied by Ornn, unless you're like level 2 and he's level 1 and you have lethal tempo to just non-stop bonk.
Yeah, he's just one of those champs that has, he's like a lane bully champ.
Sweets is way too far up and is probably going to die. Definitely has to flash. Glada has to heal. Wukong's coming in and they're,
oh, yeah, they can kill here for sure.
Yeah, but they're going to get
there's
first
no
blood.
sums on. Yeah, Senna's going to pick it up.
First blood goes to TE. There's the pillar here. Ooh, the nice flash to make sure that Billy Willard does not get killed from that Trundle gank. I don't think Karma should have been up as far as she was. She didn't have to give that kill over to Senna.
No, not at all. It's not great.
Silas does have flash, but looks like he wants to try to just kill Glada. Glada misses the spell shield and will die for it, and now he can just flash out.
Yeah, that was a really good play by the Silas there.
Yeah, that is...
He didn't even have to use the flash.
Yeah, no sums blown. Free kill, basically, given over to Astral here. And now this huge wave as well. Oh no, Nation just walking into his death.
Yeah, that's such a sus walk-in, right? Like, you don't have any camps on bot side. No reason for you to walk into your own jungle there. Just take your back. Go back to farming. Like, that, giving over another kill to the Senna is not a great play. And in the bot lane that you needed to just go even, right? You didn't need to give kills. You're going to just be more useful given the fact that you have an AD carry.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
Oh, so close.
This is just brutal to watch. Trading very hard for no reason.
Yeah, Sweets is going to have to just recall and leave Glada alone under the tower. Trundle can just come back down.
Yeah. Trundle should. I mean, they should absolutely dive Glada here.
Ornn is 6.
Oh, Ornn's no mana, though. Ornn's going to have to flash.
That's a good flash from Nation. Billy's here to pick up the kill, too, which is actually huge.
Yep. Stonks.
Trundle, instead of diving bot, is stealing Raptors.
Yeah, it's interesting. I would say there's probably not a lot of shove on the wave, but even if, I feel like it's such a free dive bot lane. Now Yone's gonna make it down there before Trundle does. Just kind of weird. Not on a timer that it make. Oh, goodness.
This bot lane looks like they need to leave, but they can't. And Wukong's over on Wolves. Yeah, this bot lane's about to get punished so hard. This is going to be the win con now for Tenebra's Astral, is to just continue to removing this bot lane out of the game. Oh my god, just a perfectly executed dive. Silas might actually die. They actually get the trade back. They didn't juggle the aggro like I thought they were going to. Silas went in too early.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a little bit of a silver lining there, right? I don't know why. I don't know if, again, it's like the communication's off, right? Like,
oh! No way!
So crazy.
Man, he stopped him, and Nation was almost able to get another kill onto the Senna. It would have been an extra 150 shutdown. Senna lives with like an HP.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a canceled auto or what exactly it was, but damn, that's tough.
Yeah, it feels so bad. You need to save your W for when you get the... Oh, Alt's just traded top. He misses.
Yeah, that...
I don't know what I just watched top lane.
I watched CZ hit 1 out of 3 ults, and I watched Warren miss
the second half. Yeah, that was weird.
No, both of them. Like, you miss it coming towards CZ, you miss it going away towards CZ.
Yeah, that was entertaining. That was
brutal.
fun. That was funny. CZ looks like he wants to try to dive, but you just can't dive this Ornn here. You don't have the damage.
Not solo.
Yet.
Not solo. You can't. It's just you're just not tanky enough.
CZ's so afraid to attack the tower too. He could have gotten a plate there. Okay, Sweets does dodge that.
Attack speed.
His dash literally gives him attack speed.
I didn't know that. I don't think Gwen.
That's why Gwen level 1 is so scary. Gwen E's attack speed buff. So they will be able to get that dragon right there off the bat, level 1, first dragon, but at 8 minutes will be the Chemtech Drake. We do have Mountain Drake coming up next, so it won't be either of those souls.
And Ornn's playing with fire here.
Yeah, but that doesn't do much against the Yone. CZ might actually be able to get some damage now, but Yone gets to just pop right back to freedom. And man, this Yone is just rotating everywhere. High Reef is playing so well this game.
Yeah, 3-0. Something you don't want to see on a Yone this early into the game.
Tenebris is definitely playing to their win cons and making sure they can get their snowball champions some leads early. So now we got to see, can they successfully snowball through these champions? Conduit's going to have to try to slow this game down very, very hard. Look for some picks. Try to get a gank in the bot lane or the top lane that's constantly shoving. And Billy has got to just call roams non-stop. If Yone is gone, you just have to be careful.
Wow.
Yone can just
walk. That, huh?
Yeah. There's the 2 pink wards in the bush or the control wards, so Yone's like, nope, that's mine.
The crazy part is that High Reef had no idea that Billy was there, right? He just guessed.
Did he place the pink ward? I thought the pink ward was already there.
Nah, he placed it on getting to the bush. It's like he used Q towards the bush to place it there, and...
Oh, no. Okay, good dodge. Sweets with the fancy feet. Oh, see, now this is what I'm talking about. Like, you can get Trundle called out here. But you already used your clone. If you had when was clone used? You would have been able to get back on top of them. They're gonna be able to turn this back around. Very, very good Gwen W though. Billy's gonna have to flash back towards his team. Does so. The baby cage is put up, but Yone's trying to dive into the back to get to Billy. Will successfully be able to get the damage and is able to just jump right back. We're watching bot lane instead of the top fight now, but yeah, Nation's over the wall, and that is a
already there.
Yeah, that is a herald over to the side of Tenebris, a kill onto Billy, and everything comes up tenebrous again from that fight. Very, very well played. The Trundle almost got caught out. I do not know when the Wukong W was used. If he would have had it, if he used it to just kill, if he used W Wukong clone while attacking the Herald, that is a huge misplay and costed them a kill. Because you can clone to get under them and alt just to get a little bit of space while Trundle's ghosting away. I don't even think Trundle Ghost is the right call, but it worked there. So glad to see other tech working. So hopefully the clone doesn't happen again. And hopefully he maxes W second as well. A lot of Wukongs incorrectly will max E second. Man, Billy just can't even walk up to the minion wave.
Just things.
I wish the spectator client would stop freezing.
Yeah, it's being weird. Spectator being a little cringe. Oh, and Senna feels really out here, right? I feel like this. I mean, Nation.
Man, everyone's got the summoner spells when they need them. I don't. Yeah, Nation could have potentially walked out. Didn't have the alt though. Wouldn't have really been able to do much except get some more damage, but. Gotta finish your buffs. I know what that feeling's like.
Gotta finish the buffs. I couldn't imagine, right? Because I've never taken a buff in my life, but I can imagine.
I see. Wukong does have alt. Sweets with the flash into that. And
that's a really good flash.
Shutdown does go over to the Karma here. Wukong's gonna be able to alt here. Clone's gonna try to use the stolen Karma ult to get away, but will not be able to get away with that. And that is 2 kills back over to Conduit to try to close this gold gap. It's only down to only about 3k now. CZ down 20 CS in the top lane. Jungle down 30. Mid's down only 10. Bot's down 20. So a lot of this gold lead is CS. I mean, yeah, Yone's got 4 kills, but on top of those 4 kills, there is just a huge CS discrepancy from the side of TE versus Conduit here.
I think everyone is probably down gold except for potentially Glada. I would say gold's probably even between those two. But I mean, yeah, Billy's down CS, down 3 kills. CZ's down 20 CS top lane.
Oh, the pillar just barely. Sweets was right on the sweet spot. Nation pulling a blabber, wanted to finish the camps.
Yeah, just so disrespectful.
And Billy, you can't walk up there either.
I think Billy was probably fine to trade some poke there.
Hey, if Trundle,
I don't know why we're protecting
pillar,
this ward so much. This feels crazy. Yeah, Sweets is gonna probably die for this. She's getting slowed by Senna autos. She's gonna get pillared.
Yeah.
Again, just let them have the 75 gold. They're gonna take it anyways after they kill you.
Gladys dead too.
Oh man.
Conduit just falling apart at the seams.
Just brutal. We are doing some sus things. We're just playing too impatiently. If they take the ward, they take the ward.
Yeah, I gotta say, that was probably the most egregious part of all of that was Nation just taking the Raptors while watching his teammate die literally right next to him. It just kept taking the Raptors like nothing bad was gonna happen here. Oh man. Which then baited Karma up, and then Karma stayed on the ward, and then Glada just tried to walk back to lane and got killed. Man, that was 4 kills.
Yeah, 4 kills for nothing. 6k gold lead.
Well, I guess only 3. Billy lived, so I guess it was only 3, but still, that's wild. 21k to 26.5, 5.5k gold lead already in 14.5 minutes. If this was an LCS cast, Kobe would be saying it's game is over. Oh, Sweets is probably just dead again. Ooh, dodges the snare. But Senna's got so much range. How many stacks does Senna have already? Senna's almost at 60 already.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, as a fasting Senna, you want to be at about 20 every 5 minutes, right? Between getting the poke down on the people you're laning against and the souls that you're going to passively generate. Like, that's not bad for a fasting Senna at all. 20 souls every 5 minutes is pretty good.
Yeah.
Not to mention the ult she has from...
I feel like what Glada just did right there is the Sivir trap. It's not going to hurt him this time, but, like, why not just dodge that? Why walk into it and make your spell shield go down?
Yeah.
Like, save your spell shield for the thing that's gonna kill you, is like how I feel. Oh no, Billy's just dead again under tower.
Yeah.
He got his ult off, but it wasn't enough damage. Or maybe it like went off without casting. I never actually saw it hit, but he lived. And it's on CD, so here comes Senna coming in quick. All he has to do is land this on the Sweets. Sweets has the fancy feet, but it's still just way too much. Gladys going to get pillared. You're going to have to flash over it. Wukong going to come in just in time to ult, but Gladys walking back up to the Senna. Senna autos the tower, and Gladys gets to live just barely. Gifted that life. Gladys staying at the tower, though. Tower falls. Will be backing off. CZ looks like he wants to try to do something, but he's about to lose his turret top, and there's basically been nothing top.
This Senna build feels so weird. I guess it's just strictly for the slow of Blade of the Rune King. Outside of that, like, Blade of the Rune King first item, I mean, you can't knock it. It's clearly working. I feel like there's just ways you can punish it, which we're not doing. We're not utilizing the range of our abilities when Senna's walking in straight lines at us, right? It's like, it's not hard to necessarily counter the playstyle. You just gotta respect it, and that's something I don't think Conduit's done this game, is respect what their opponent's champions can do.
And I feel like even if maybe they want to counter it now, but they just gave away so much in the first 8 minutes of the game that it feels impossible. Like, Wukong's a level 6 jungler. Veigar's a level 6 champion. Like, Senna's a scaling champion, and you just gave them so many kills. You played like you had the lead all early game, and Conduit or Tenebris definitely were able to notice that and played out of their minds by punishing that. Najin probably dead here if he doesn't flash. Okay, yeah, is gonna flash. Sweets is here. Does get the it doesn't matter. Karma might die for that without flash. Okay, everyone's flashing as I'm trying to make the calls, and now CZ's gonna have to try to get out of there. Pops the ghost. That's every summoner spell from every single Conduit member that just walked up taken. And Senna is just so strong. Look at that. Flash killing the Karma. Will die for this. The shutdown goes over to CZ, but Yone's able to get the kill back onto Najin as well and just hop back to the turret like nothing happened.
This Senna is pretty accelerated.
Billy Willard might get the kill. Oh, doesn't have ult.
And it's a force of nature. You own at level 12. Even if he has ult, I don't know if he kills there. Given that he doesn't have much damage.
Yeah, he's got the supportive item with the tier. You're right. I didn't even notice. Very low damage build.
Yeah, low damage for right now. I mean, it will scale, but you're really hoping that they make blunders, because it's going to be hard to scale into this one.
Yeah, going back to Champion Select, you said you didn't like the Gwen here, and it's starting to show. Down a ton of CS, not really able to do anything. And they left it alone top lane for almost the majority of the game. They did try that one gank, and Yone ended up coming up and getting the kill. Ooh, that was some big damage from Billy. He's also about to come back up. Senna just walks forward a little bit. Yeah, Billy's able to get the solo kill on the Senna. Senna not respecting. That's what Conduit has to try to do, is to bait them into a false sense of security with how fed that they are. Because Billy is still Veigar at the end of the day.
Billy's still Veigar. You still have a Sever who's going to scale.
Oh,
and get
no.
to a crazy point.
Trundle just walked up and said, I have upgraded Smite. This red buff is mine.
Yeah, and literally, you're almost double the CS down, right? This Trundle. Like, this Trundle went Divine Sunder in a game where he would have been probably much more beneficial just
Trinity.
going Frozen Fist, just because, Trinity, something to either slow down the enemy or speed yourself up into him, right? Just because it's so accelerated, and I don't think it necessarily is going to matter in the grand scheme of things this game.
Yeah, the Trinity, or the Divine Sunder build is definitely something that makes me think that this person is just playing Trundle and building like most do, because oh, that's a good stun, but I don't think it's going to matter. Yeah, Billy just gets absolutely destroyed in 3 seconds. Glad is going to die under tower here as well. Ooh, wait, hold up. Sweets is here. They do get the kill. Silas is jumping in. Will kill back, so 1 for 1 here. Wukong could have tried to clone over the wall. Will gets the ult off. Silas going to go in and try to kill Glada. Glada gets the kill. All right, so Conduit getting a little bit of gold back in their pocket, getting a little bit of a momentum shift, trying to make things look. But Yone's got ult back up already and just kills Glada instantly.
Yeah. I don't know if Yon ulted bot when he killed Billy.
He did.
Okay, well that's...
Well, maybe he didn't.
Like,
I guess maybe he didn't. I
thought
he did.
That was like 15 seconds if so, and we're doomed if Yon ults that short. I think he just used the E forward and had a lot of gap close.
It's got the 90-second CD right now.
Yeah, that's definitely not 90 seconds. Billy's still dead when Glada died, so he couldn't have ulted, but yeah, there's a lot of gap close with this champ, right?
The 21-21 Baron. I mean, what's going to stop him?
Nothing. Nothing can stop him, right? I mean, realistically, the only real play here is like sweet speed up into a Wukong ult steal, but you don't have a Wukong ult, so it's it's impossible.
Yeah, because Trundle did not have smite.
I don't think even if Trundle didn't have smite, I don't know. I don't think Conduit probably would have stole it. It's just brutal. Just brutal.
Right. If it basically would have been like Nation would have had to try to get in there. Because the Nation got in there when it was like down to 2K. There's a chance because Trundle didn't have smite, but they don't know that. Yeah. So it's just too hard. It's not worth the risk. About to get 2.5 minutes away from a 25-minute Infernal Soul as well for Tenebrous. Up 11k gold in 22 minutes.
Yeah, and this Ornn is just big chillin'.
They have 2,000 gold a minute.
Pretty good.
Like as a team. Yeah, that is giant. This Trundle hasn't died yet. This Yone hasn't died yet. Yone's sitting on a 1,000k kill if you can get it. Trundle assist master. And there's the Radiant Virtue coming out of Ornn, which immediately becomes Primordial Dawn because he's level 14 already, which means he can probably go upgrade someone else, right? Because he's 14. You get don't you get your first one at 13?
Yeah, he should be able to should be able to upgrade.
And there it is, Gale Force about to be upgraded into the Typhoon.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Your Yone is 9-1. Definitely deserves the first upgrade this game.
9-0, 1 assist. It's insane. Trundle's healing off of turret attacks. How much he doesn't care. Oh no. Okay, dodges away from the Everfrost.
I don't think we're seeing Yone again.
Yeah, it is a. It is one of those R5s that you actually work in the gold scene. We criticize a lot of gold 5s here at the Conduit cast, but this R5 is just popping off. Looking down here into the bot lane, they got this turret just sieging. I don't know how Conduit's gonna walk up to stop that. Billy's gonna try. Now they gotta try to stop the mid wave. But bot wave is still pushing. Yone's going right into the fight and just deletes 2 of them! One is a solo kill! They just like, oh my goodness, Yone is not making it through. You are 100% correct. Yone from over the wall just assassinates 2 of them and pops right back.
Yeah.
And here comes the Ornn ultimate. Misses it because of the cage. It's not going to matter. Billy's still going to drop. It's down to just CZ and Nation, Gwen and Wukong trying to hold the line for the next one. I guess we got bot lane back up.
I don't know if CZ's hit one of these ults that have been actually on our screens. I'm like, we saw I think 1 hit, and that is just not good, not great so far.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, look at Nation just getting bullied. There's that Blade of the Ruin proc. Sweets is just dead if she doesn't. Yeah, it flashes again. CZ is trying to ghost in, but it's just perma slowed. And Silas has stopwatch or has Zanya's if they really want to try this. This is insane.
Yeah. This Senna is just allowed to do whatever the Senna wants to.
And now they're going to go get Infernal Soul. And Baron's up in 2 minutes if they think they need it. They probably don't, but it is always the safer option. Asian's here to try to, you know, clutch steal and doesn't get it. Asian dies. Sweets dies too. This is probably... Ooh, Sweets got the charm off with the snare off with the tether. But look at all these minions.
Yeah. I mean, and this was reminiscent of game number 1 last week we saw, right? Conduit just didn't look like they were playing together as a team.
Yeah, this is looking like it, just like last week, could be a quick 2-0 if game 2 is even half as dominant as this.
Yeah.
Because with this lead they had, like, close to 20k gold, it still took them 26 minutes. Yeah, you do have to keep that in mind. A lot of teams, when they get leads that big, can close the game in 20-21 minutes. Off that first Baron, you push it, you end. So that is a silver lining for the side of Conduit, hoping that maybe, just maybe, you will be able to, you know, outlast another thing like that. Definitely going to be banning the Yone. If you don't ban the Yone, you're trolling.
Yeah, and that was TE winning that hard, being a ban down.
Right.
Oof, that is brutal.
Yeah, look at the damage by Senna. 25,500 damage in 26 minutes. That is like the amount of damage that their 2 solo lanes had together. More, actually, than the 2 solo laners put together, Senna had. And Trundle just tanked 25k in 26 minutes as well. What an incredible game. We are going to go on a quick break while we get into this next lobby. We'll be back very quickly, so please don't go anywhere. We got game 2 just around the corner. Alright, we are back, just about to get into the draft for the second game between Tenebris and CCW. Conduit is on the red side for real this time. No shenanigans going on in the chat versus what I actually get in the spec link. I am looking at it right now, so that is good. I'm Black Eyed Peas again, joined by Old Man Genetics. That last game.
Yeah, that last game. I don't think there's much more for us to say about it. Right? Just like game 1 last week.
Yeah.
I think there's a bit of a needed break, a needed communication chat. So it's good that they're out of that last one. Take a couple minutes, talk it out, figure it out.
Yeah.
Go on from there.
Don't let it be the end of the world. I'm sure we've all come back from worse. Hell, I've been down 0-2 in a best of 5 in playoffs and ended up winning the split. So it can happen. Reverse sweeps are real, so I believe in it. This is only a best of 3, right?
This is a best of 3. So this one, Conduit has to do a quick bounce back. If they want to continue on in the series, right?
Yeah, and Astral should have all their bans now, so that is pretty good for them. Not that they needed them last game, but they do have them back this game as well. So it'll be interesting to see how what their actual ban is. By the way, Genetics, if you tell give me a cup twice to int, they will. No joke.
No, I would like to win it fairly and honestly, so I'm not gonna do that to give me a cup twice. Although I do appreciate the gesture.
All right, well, then telling Nation you should int then. Just memes.
That's me.
Conduit is not actually ready. I thought they were, so apologize for
Yeah.
that. We will get into Champ Select very, very shortly, though.
A little bit of chatting.
Yeah, a little bit of chatting between two just dudes being bros.
Just some guys being dudes.
Yeah, two of the OG Conduit members casting a Conduit stream. Who'd have thought?
No, you're like the Green Ranger. You came in after the original Power Rangers.
Right, but that's because you didn't let anyone from the outside in. It was
Not
already
at
a group.
first.
It was already just a
Not at
group.
first. Yeah.
And we are into Champ Select. TEA immediately banning away the Echo. Conduit bans the Amumu. So far the bans are the same. Sivir actually gets a ban. Glad is going to pull a Sivir ban.
Yeah, gotta, for the most part, played well. As a Sivir enthusiast, there's some wave things that I think he could have done a little bit better. But
Conduit,
other than that, I think he played really well for the most part.
Conduit going to ban Sejuani and Amumu. So, two of the same bans from the first game, except it was Amumu in the second phase for Conduit. Now they're immediately banning Amumu. So, curious what their game plan is here. It feels like these teams have way longer time to ban than they're supposed to, 45 seconds. But that's just me. Rek'Sai will be the third and final ban from TEA. So basically the exact same bans as last game. They're just going to slide that Sivir in that they potentially would have banned last game. We don't really know. But they still also have first pick. And critically, Yone is still up.
Yeah, the Yone not getting at least a respect ban here seems criminal, but maybe High Reef just has a super deep champ pool.
Yeah, 4 seconds here until we see what this last.
Senna.
So that's fair. Senna was the other
That is
problem.
fair. Senna was an issue. They're still gonna lock that Silas.
The
I mean,
Silas.
there's no way it's a fasting Silas though, right? I think that Ash does a similar role that Senna does in terms of what Senna was doing. There's just not the scaling potential. So there is the possibility of them running a similar comp bot lane. Zaya as the response seems smart.
Yeah, will it be paired with the Rakan? Or will they opt for a jungler?
I don't expect it to be. Oh, it is?
It is.
Why not? Zyrakan.
That doesn't show anything else. That just shows the expected support to go with the champion anyways, so I think that's okay.
Yeah, I personally like to have support counter when possible. I think that's a role that could really benefit because support carries the lane bot. If you have a turbo losing support matchup, it makes it really difficult. It's not going to be Silas bot.
No, it's not. Jhin, ADC. Jin's gonna put on those shoes and go so fast that Rakan's not even gonna be able to touch him.
Now, I will say that there's still so much draft to give here. I don't love Jhin because, again, it's the meme pick tanks win if you over flood it with Jhin. So you Jhin Seraphine lane, most likely.
I agree. I'm not a huge Jhin fan. Jin's probably one of my least favorite ADCs in the game, but I am a Seraphine stan, so I will say, love to see that. I think Seraphine with Silas especially is going to be just super hard to deal with in mid
Who do you
game.
go here if you're Conduit?
Well, if we had to pick a jungler, I'd probably just pick like Zac, Poppy,
Yeah.
maybe like a Jarvan.
They're going to take the Rel jungle.
That's also super. I see. I don't have a lot of experience on that. It's something I want to start playing because it seems just super good if you have enough damage on your team around you.
I honestly absolutely hate it with what's been drafted so far. You have two champions that have Giga Heal with potentially more heals to come. You're just not going to make it through them.
I mean, if they're CC'd and disrupted nonstop, they're not going to get to heal as much. But I do see what you're saying. Just build heal cut forehead.
Just build heal cut forehead.
Trundle banned by a Conduit team. I hate to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, right? Jeremy had Give Me Cup twice had a pretty good game on it. Um, I mean, realistically, all the champions from TEA could have been banned after the last game. Everyone played fairly good. Even the Ornn who was up CS on a Gwen that supposedly counters, right?
Yeah, that was like, I think that was what like really pinned the nail into the coffin of Conduit. Was that your one lane that's supposed to like win solo was also losing. It makes it hard.
It was brutal, absolutely brutal.
Poppy ban, which makes sense for if Zai is going to build Gale Force. Also stops Rakan and Rel engage, so Poppy would have been a Giga Brain pick by TEA if it was left up. Billy Willard with the Billy Vigar ban. I wonder what we'll see the solo laners of Conduit lock in here. Who is going to blind? Because we're assuming it's Silas Jungle, right?
I think the early pick Silas is a kind of an all around flex. I don't think there's a particular player that can't play it for the side of TEA, and that's why they're picking it early. That's what makes sense to me. Oh, if this gets flex top, that's brutal for Rumble.
Yeah, isn't that like the champion you don't pick into Silas?
Yeah, that's gonna be brutal. If that Silas gets flex top, man, is it hard. I guess
Right.
this theoretically could be mid too, but either way, it's it's a lot.
TEA listening to my draft advice, knocking into Zach, just for the wrong team.
Zach's not bad here, right? It disrupts a lot of engage.
Right. The only
Just
the memes are when Rakan somehow lands the perfect knockup under you in midair, or if Rel presses R while you're flying. Other than that, it's pretty good here. I would happily pick Zach into this comp.
more healing. Right? Heal cut's gonna be important in this game.
Heal cut is absolutely important. Something they need, like early. What will last pick be? The fuck it Ornn.
Ornn is back, Jack. So it's Silas mid, Ornn top. I mean, theoretically, it could be Ornn mid. They could swap Silas to match wherever the Rumble goes, which is I think what I would do in this situation. Uh, what would I like to see here them play? I mean, they could just lock Victor. I don't know. Fiora.
Oriana.
So it is. Oh, Oriana.
No, I'm saying what I would like.
They're hovering Fiora.
Yeah, it's gonna be Fiora top Rumble mid.
I
I feel like Billy just Giga countered himself.
Yeah, that's really hard, man. You're gonna get sat on by a Silas Zach. You don't have a. Oh, it's gonna be rough going for the mid lane. Billy's gonna have to play really safe. And the side lanes are gonna have to be the priority for this Rel to try to get things going. I will say the Rel jungle, Rel paired with Rakan, should have some free ganks towards the bot lane. And then if you just keep Fiora on an island and Fiora is able to scale properly, she probably will end up winning late, but it's just about getting to that point. And last game, they did not allow them to get to that point.
No, they didn't even get like halfway to that point. they
Yeah.
they got wrecked in every aspect of the phrase. I actually like Tenebris's comp more, even with the Jin.
Well, yeah, they didn't take any tanks. I mean, if you're calling Rel a tank, but I'm not calling Rel a tank.
Yeah. This is going to be hard for Conduit, but that's what we thought last time as well. Conduit was able to pull out the old 2-0 reverse. So we will have to wait and see what happens here. Coming into game 2 between TE Astral and Conduit CCW. Conduit's backs against the wall, facing loss. Not, or if they lose here, they have to keep fighting. But if they're able to pull out the win and get it to game 3, they're one step closer to locking playoffs. So a lot is on the line. Do not go anywhere. We will be back once we get these players into Champ Select and into the game. We'll be right back. Hello, hello, and welcome to game number 2 between Conduit CCW and Tenebrous Esports Astral. I'm Black Eyed Peas, joined once again as always by Old Man Genetics. And straight into a pause.
Straight into a pause and not talking too much about the game. But if you look at where these mid and top laners are lining up, they're keeping the Ornn up against the Rumble, which I would think early game, the Ornn's going to have a tougher time against the Rumble than against the Silas.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Peculiar.
We'll have to see if it stays that way. I will move them to where their respective lanes. If this pause ends up being long, we might go back to break. But I do want to just real quick talk about the fact that Conduit's comp is going to be so hard to do successfully. Fiora, rough. Like, Fiora has to pop off. And or Rumble has to get really fed, because I don't think Xayah alone, unless it's like 5-6 items, can carry. And even at that much, like, they have so much ability to get onto Xayah. She pops ult, and like they're still right there. So it's definitely going to be hard.
Yeah, definitely going to be a difficult game for the Xayah. Here to free auto, right? There's a lot of dive, there's a lot of things Xayah will need to dodge.
Yeah, we'll give this pause to 27 minutes, and if it's still paused, we'll cut to a break. Looking at the runes, though, runes seem a little bit more normal this time. Do you think lethal tempo on Xayah is what you're supposed to do?
Yeah, I think in this game it's pretty standard to go lethal tempo, right? Not too shocking.
Yeah, I like the fleet from the Jin, though, just more movement speed. That's what Jins be liking.
Jins do like more movement speed.
The Grasp of the Undying into Rumble as well is like, how often are you gonna be able to walk up and auto Rumble if he's constantly burning and slowing you?
Yeah, I'm wondering if they're, it would be more beneficial just to run like Aftershock
Right. Now,
against an Ornn.
if you're against Fiora, like, it would make more sense to me. Like, they both have, like, Ornn and Fiora both take grass, both proc it when they hit each other. But it's like, it seems like it might be hard to hit against Billy. I'm going to go ahead. We're going to go right back to a quick break. Again, just sorry about this. I didn't know it was going to pause as soon as it started. But we will be back as quickly as we can. Alright, we are back for real, for real. The game has unpaused. It's just going through that little freeze that it always does. But the game's unpaused and we're about to get back to it. Sorry about that random little cut here. I'm very interested to see if Ornn and Silas will end up swapping or if they're going to stay how they are once this game does resume, which it finally has. The Jin playing way back. Jin was the reason it paused though, but Seraphine is just, man, going all the way up to that tower.
Yeah, we saw that game 1, right? It's very aggressive play from the Seraphine.
Right, it is definitely going to be interesting to see how this matchup mid goes. I feel like Silas into Fiora is just skill. Maybe a little easier for Fiora, or a little harder for Fiora than Ornn would have been. But man, I really want to see how this Ornn goes. Seraphine walking up and hitting the blast cone. Zach's starting solo Raptors. So if Zach's not ganking level 3 bot lane and goes and takes his Krugs, that does give a timer for Rel to try to gank top before Zach's up there.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Seraphine all the way over in the river bush. Finally going to be showing in the lane. Ornn doing level 1 Ornn things. Being just an absolutely annoying level 1 and 2 champion no matter who you're against. But the flamethrower does do damage. I feel like that's such an awkward ability to use though.
It's weird for level 1. I think it's honestly better if you go the whatever the harpoon is level 1. Just so you can...
Yeah, I believe that's the E.
Yeah. Just so you can try and...
That was fancy. Seraphine walked up and put the E over towards Sweets and then immediately queued over to Glada. Landed the double Q on Glada because he was probably watching the other skill shot go down towards the other player. That's what it looked like to me, and it definitely worked. Glada already at extremely low health, having to pop 2 of his 3 potions already.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, man, and just such good trading from the side of T's bot lane this series.
Yeah, Zach was level 3 gank mid.
Yep, and like I said, Billy's gonna have a hard time here.
Almost dies even with the flash.
Yeah. Brutal.
This does give that Rel the timer now, but unfortunately Fiora is just shoved in, so there's nothing Rel will be able to do there. Rel gonna have to try to look to return the favor mid. Billy might just die. He is in an entire minion wave. Billy with
Oh my!
And that's why we call him Billy Bates, baby. TM.
The luck.
There's no way.
He...
There's no way he didn't walk out of the minions.
Mm.
And that's why we call him Billions, baby. TM, right there.
tell me you're tilted without telling me you're tilted. Holy moly.
Yeah, that's insane. At that point, I'd just say in all chat DC or lag. Just to save face.
Yeah. Yeah, it's brutal when that happens, right? That's not something you ever want to have happen, so... Brutal, brutal, brutal.
Rel's going to show in this mid lane as well. We'll get the double scuttle because of Zach's gank. We'll be up a decent amount of, like, about 2 camps worth because of the double scuttle as well. Zach did start Raptors though, so those are already up. But I don't think it matters. I don't think there's any timer there for Zach to close that lead. But the 2 scuttles early on are, like, useless. Rel knows that those are up. This is about to be not good for Rel.
No. No, that's,
Or Glada. Oh, man.
Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say. Has to sidestep it.
Oh,
Sweets actually gets the return
kill.
Yeah,
Jin.
Billy is just pumping out damage here, and Jin's going to have to walk, or going to be able to walk away. Glada somehow baiting Jin to go all the way in and not get any of the kills. He uses all the summoner spells in the lane. Support's the only ones left with flash.
It's crazy how close that was, but yeah, that's good. That's what Conduit needed for sure.
Yeah. Conduit with the kill lead here, actually, and the gold lead, and some farm leads as well. Well, not in the bot lane, but top lane at least.
on. Hopefully they can continue growing their lead, right? Because if not, it's going to be really hard for them to.
Oh no. Yeah. That's a dead Billy Willard.
Yeah, it sure is. And again, we knew with a Zac, right? You're going to get a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and Billy doesn't have teleport to get back to lane.
Yeah.
Oh. Got a little Rakan v Seraphine down here. But Zac's here, so this is about to be bad for Conduit. Ooh. See, if I was Zac there, I'd be insane and I'd flash on to get the knockback, assuming that someone would be able to finish off the Rakan. Because I had passive and I would say, I don't care if you proc it, you know? But
yeah.
They didn't. Man, yeah, I was going to say, Rel can just jump. Oh, cancels the dash! Unfortunately, just doesn't do any damage being Rel.
Yeah, nothing he can do there.
I like the CS lead that Nation has, though. Nice little turnaround from the last game.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know enough about Rel Jungle, but it feels like that's one of those, level 3 gank a lot champions.
Probably.
So like this early, they're going for an early dragon, so. Despite being down 500 gold, it looks like they are going to be the first to take this dragon, which is good.
Zac with a drive-by steal. Nope.
I don't even know if he went for it.
He started channeling the elastic slingshot, but canceled it, like, immediately.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Seraphine alone will get pushed in. Jin has to come back. Probably going to be a recall timer for Conduit, but man, bot lane down 15 CS just feels brutal.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And, you're up against a much, I don't know if we just went super speed for a second, but I just saw everything get really fast.
Yeah, that might have been a little lag on your part, because it was normal on my end.
Yeah, that was weird looking. But yeah, the Jhin.
You were saying?
The Jhin being up CS in a lane with the
Uh-oh.
Seraphine as the support makes sense.
Ooh, lands the parry perfectly. That gank, so one thing that's tough to gank a Fiora, you gotta try to get your laner to get the parry down, because then it's just a free gank.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Billy is forcing Ornn to dash away.
Which is good.
Man, the bot lane CS is getting even worse.
Yeah, down 3 full waves now in the bot lane.
Yeah, I will say the top lane is the saving grace, also up about the same amount for Conduit. But Conduit's down in gold.
Conduit's, big down in gold.
Even though they're
I'm not really, I guess, not big, right?
No, that's 500 gold, but like still, that just goes to show you how much the CS actually matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's going to continue to matter throughout this game, especially when these ornaments come in at level 13, right? Like, it only gets harder for Conduit the later this game goes until
Billy.
it gets turbo late and no one can match Fiora.
Billy does get out of there. Does have the flash though. Fiora's gonna ult High Reef. High Reef's gonna return the favor and actually potentially win. Oh, they're both healing. Now we're back into the mid lane right when the top fight's happening. Silas actually gonna win the top fight and TE's gonna win the mid fight.
Yeah, brutal. That is brutal.
Is this a third kill? Oh man. Oh no, Gladys gonna get dove down here. Gets the ult off just in time. That's insane. And will flash away. Oh no, has to try to dodge these and it doesn't. The curtain opens and the curtain closes on Glada. 4 kills for TE. Just like that, 2.5k gold at 10 minutes. Right when we were saying things weren't that bad, things became that bad.
Yeah, exactly. Right when you were hoping that It wasn't that bad. It gets worse
Right.
than we originally expected.
I just can't believe top, mid, and bot 4 kills.
Yeah, just immediately. It was all like within the span of what, 30 seconds?
Yeah, or
If
less.
that.
Like, yeah, it's crazy. Zach got 2 of those kills in the mid lane as well. Silas, like, out healing the Fiora and able to kill. Yeah, this is just absolute insanity. They might have called out that. Ooh, misses the charm. Will land the charm, but Zach's now here. Oh, but Zach misses the Q, so they will be able to get that kill. Will Billy Willard and Sweets have enough damage to peel through these tanks? Glad is over here trying to 1v1 and is just going to get absolutely solo killed. Zach's going to land the elastic slingshot, gets a flash out of Conduit, but will land the ult. Let's bounce all over top of them as they keep on destroying them. Billy's going to get knocked up by the Ornn E, and just like that, that's another 3 kills over to TE.
Brutal. Absolute brutal.
It is, you're absolutely down to the just do whatever mentality at this point, it feels like, when this game starts off this bad.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, what's the win count here? I really don't know.
The win
I mean,
count-
Fiora's up a ton, right? It has to be Fiora.
Fiora's up a ton and lost the 1v1.
Yeah, but like, the gold's still even.
I mean, Fiora probably has more gold, but that's my point. Lost when she
Yeah.
was up.
But I don't think that happens on completed items. I would be shocked if Fiora continues to lose that 1v1 the later the game goes.
The thing is, Silas is a champion that does basically the same thing.
I don't know. I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't think Silas does true damage though.
Right, but it doesn't matter. Silas heals so much more. Ooh! Wow, we got the Seraphine ult, and Billy's gonna try to trade a kill back. Comes close, but Ornn's there to save it, and Billy's just gonna get another kill over to the Zac. And what I was saying is, Fiora may do true damage, but Silas has 1 extra heal ability. And has a stun that doesn't rely the opponent to use the ability first. So it's just, it feels like Silas is the easier one to execute once you all in. Like, Fiora has to try to poke the Silas down, and Silas is just going to keep W to heal. And we said that...
Because anytime you Q forward on that Silas, right? Or anytime Fiora Qs forward on that Silas, Silas just returns with the W, right? And it's like this ever-ending thing.
Still no heal cut from the side of Conduit yet. I know it's early, but... that is something that is desperately needed.
And I don't understand why it's never a priority to buy early heal cut.
Right.
Feels like it.
Man, Let's Bounce used, the Ornn's got the knock-up, and Nation is just dead in his own jungle. Zach with the fantastic Q, and then auto-attacking the Scryer's Bloom to pull the Rel back into range. Now it's 11-3. What was 3-3 has now become 11-3. And Billy will get hit by the second Ornn ult while under the tower, take an extra tower shot, but will be able to press W and just go run away.
1-1 in Dragons. It's a 4K gold lead for the TE. And High Reef plays so patient on this wave, right? Forcing CZ to come into him. That was a really good parry, actually, by CZ.
Yeah.
Oh, and I don't think Silas wins it now. I could be wrong.
Again, look at the healing.
CZ, oh, you just didn't need to dash.
We'll end up winning this, though.
Yeah. And that's what I mean, like, Divine, CZ just finished Divine, and that healing starts going more in his favor than the Silas's. And maybe once Silas finishes Row, that it equals back out.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how Silas's healing works. Is it just AP based? Is it?
Yeah, it's just, you just press W and it just heals you, I think, based on your AP. I guess we could try to maybe find out once he spawns in, but I believe it's just scaling.
And is Fiora's based on damage she does? Or is it just sweet spot?
Come on, come on. Let me look at this W real quick. It's based on, so Silas heals based on his own missing health and AP.
Oh wow. So the lower Silas gets, the more that he heals.
Yeah, and Fiora's
I think it's their passive.
it looks like it's just based on level.
Very interesting.
Yeah. And look at this. Jin just free at the top lane, but Rakan coming from behind with Zac and Seraphine also there. Jin will probably die before the Zac can get there. Oh, he's got the flash! Yeah, lands the parry, but it doesn't matter. You can just mult him into the charm, and then you got the let's bounce, and they don't get to move!
Now, and just better rotations from the side of TEA, right? It started out great. They will get the Zac passive, but I mean that's very minuscule in the terms of things. They're gonna try to fight this Ornn. I don't think they get through him yet. Billy's not on Mythic, and this Ornn is just so tanky already with that.
Yeah, they're gonna kill him.
And it's just gonna take it. Oh,
No.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
The flash
there it
stun
is.
smite. They took flash smite to finish him off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... Ornn's goated.
Yeah, Ornn is one of those champions. Period. That's the end of the sentence.
That's it. He's just one of those champions who Riot should have never made. Right? Kid is just so good. So unhealthy for the video game.
Yeah.
But there's quite a few of those now, which is good. So...
And I don't play any of them.
And I don't play any of them either.
Except maybe like Belveth when she first came out.
Yeah, Belveth was pretty disgusting. Viego, when Viego first came out, was pretty disgusting.
Yeah,
I think
Viego's
Belveth was probably better.
Viego's my only Pentakill of 2022.
Or 2023. Do you not have no pentakills in 2023 yet?
No, dude, I don't ever get Pentakills. Are you kidding me? They're all fucking stolen by my teammates.
Hmm. Shout out to Ipsy.
I've got more
The
Pentakills in
notorious-
comp matches than I have in solo queue. Which is funny.
That is kind of crazy.
Wait!
What?
No!
Now either it's a brain diff or it's so toxic. Okay, he just goes.
Okay. Holy moly.
The fact that I last a minute is just so big. Okay.
I do not think this matters though. Like where are you
I don't
gonna
know.
go?
CZ is schmoovin', and
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Yeah. Fiora doesn't have anything to
How?
kill both of them.
How is this possible? How?
Oh,
No.
no.
Seraphine's behind enemy lines and is allowed to do that.
No wards. Look at the vision diff.
Oh man,
36 to 22.
it's brutal.
Now the jungler and mid though are kind of making up some of that. But still, yeah. It is as Olivia Rodrigo says, it's brutal out here. Oh my gosh, Seraphine just got melted.
So Seraphine's gonna end up being punished for that 8k gold lead.
That was 600 extra gold
Big gold
given.
lead. Oh, no one can stop it. Oh, Sweets will get over the wall.
Yeah,
And we'll stop it.
it takes
So that
Rakan ult to stop the teleport. Probably
yeah,
worth.
well, yeah, definitely worth given that nothing else should be happening until this Baron spawns and theoretically shouldn't even happen then, right? Unless TEA absolutely greeds for it.
Mage and soloing Baron. Oh wait, hold on.
Nope, just the Warren. Just the Warren.
That would have been funny. Urel trying to solo Baron. This Zach being 5-0 and 4. About to get mythic item.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And what I'm guessing it's gonna be, what's it called? Oh, I can't remember the name of it anymore.
Heartsteel? Locket?
Oh, what's the one that heals more?
Oh,
Radiant.
the Radiant Virtue. Yeah, they nerfed
Yeah.
that, but I think that's what I still build on Zach.
I still think that's probably what Zach should build here. Given the fact that you know he'll Conduit,
Yeah,
might as well heal more.
Yeah. I don't know. I am a fan of the Even Shroud Zach.
Good Shroud. Oh yeah, you have a new tech.
Yeah, I think Even Shroud Zach is pretty hilarious. But that's just me. Mario.
I think you probably could have went even shroud this game, given the fact that they do have an Ornn. They definitely showed on Vision, right?
Right, I was gonna say, because Ornn already had. Well, they were on the Scuttle Crab. Like,
They do it so slow.
Conduit doesn't even care.
What's going on? Did we not see it? No way, right?
I mean, what are you gonna do?
Well, I'll be damned. I just, you know,
Try to stop him. No, I agree, but like,
try something. Like, you do something.
you can tell by the way Conduit's been playing that they are absolutely slanted. Like,
Yeah, they're out of it. They're out of it. Not great.
so it's probably like to the point where they're like, we can't even do this. Oh, Jack Show. Okay, that makes sense. Jack Show is like the default Zach item. I was
Really?
gonna say, like,
Jack
because Radiant Virtue builds out of a Giant's Belt, which Zach didn't have, so that's why I didn't think it was that. But I couldn't remember Jack Show for some odd reason.
It looks like it's a Radiant Ornn.
Yeah, that
And
was
it's
why I
a
didn't
Jack
think.
attack.
Yeah, because it was Radiant on the Ornn, I didn't think Zach should build it as well.
Yeah.
But I still think Even Shroud is just a meme. Like, you did so much damage to your opponents, or that your team, like, you buff your teammates so much by everything you do is CC. Like, your E, CC, your Q is going to CC them, your ult's going to CC them, so you just get that coruscation passive just non-stop.
Yeah.
But Jack Show is just default. It's what most people would do.
Vanilla.
Well, when I say default, I mean, like, if you're not going Radiant, it's like the default is to go
Yeah,
Jack
it's
Show.
either that or Radiant, typically.
But I do like me some of that Even Shroud, like I'm saying. I should play that. I haven't played Zach and Solo Q in a while. I've been losing every game. Played a Solo Q game earlier where we were absolutely dominated, and then my team just decided to take a fight mid lane for no reason, and we just lost off of a single fight.
Yeah, so that'll happen a lot.
I was still alive, like, hello? Why did we just lose?
Where did my team
Seraphine ult's gonna miss, but the E's gonna land. Glad getting poked down 15% of his health. And they're just blindly, not blindly, but just freely pushing the lanes with Baron. I know that ward's
just
there.
so slow to the rotations, right? It's like they don't understand the.
Everyone's playing for themselves right now. Everyone thinks they're the main character because they're behind.
That's brutal. It's brutal.
Bot tower gonna fall. Conduit like looks like it keeps looking like they want to do things, but nothing ever actually happens, and we're just watching. I don't say this very often, but it almost feels like we're watching Conduit lose more than we're watching Tenebris win at this point. I would like to see Conduit try to defend one of these towers. Like, just send all 5 in. Like, what's easy, like, yeah, like this. But you guys didn't go together, and now you have your entire backline getting dove to the point where you might not win this.
I don't even think they're gonna pick up one. Oh, they do end up getting the Seraphine.
Yeah, but they weren't
On the back
together.
side.
If Silas landed that E,
Oh.
Silas would have lived. Silas doesn't have W back up, so Silas will die. But yeah, now because of this, Conduit ends up just falling apart on their initial engage. They lose 3, They lose 4 and they lose the game because they're just not coordinated in their attacks.
Oh, they lose the game. They don't have Baron anymore.
Yeah, but it's just Billy for like 10 seconds.
It may take a turn. I don't. Oh. Okay, maybe they'll win the game.
And now it's just Sweets and Fiora. It'll be a little bit harder with Fiora, but... Yeah, see, here's the thing. They're not happy. They're not okay with just getting them off. They have to, like, die.
Try to die for it. Yeah, it's really weird. It's really, like, weird logic behind it. Right? Because if you're
Silas with the charm. What is that? Oh, saving Zac blobs.
Like, I think there's a, like, just a core game logic flaw here, right? Where it's like, if you are defending, what are you defending, right? You have to ask yourself that question. You're defending your in-hit turret. If they're not hitting your in-hit turret, you do not need to go and fight them.
Right.
Because at some point, you stop defending and you start being the aggressor in the situation.
Yeah, and when you're down like that, you can't do that.
You can't do that. Not do that. Well, that was a speed run of Risen this week. Let's look at some of the damage.
1 second, getting it over there.
Oof.
Yeah.
Just
Billy did the most damage, but...
Yeah, from a damage standpoint, they're not behind. It's like... It's almost just like they're being disrespectful of where they should be standing, and where they how they should be standing. Look at the healing done this game, because I'm interested to see how much damage discrepancy there was. I'm gonna bet the healing numbers were insane. I mean, Zac healed for 40,000 damage.
Yeah, but Fiora's still for 9. And Rel for 5, so... Conduit kind of kept up in the healing a bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That's, just brutal. It's, just like, I don't know. I don't know exactly how to pinpoint this other than you just have to be more respectful of where you're walking and how you're positioning.
Yeah, I feel like I want to give... I don't know who I would want to give a player of the series to. Well, after only 2 games where it felt like between the 2 games different people popped off differently.
Yeah.
Like...
I mean, I think the safest bet is probably High Reef, right?
Right.
Reef,
I feel like High Reef didn't do a lot that game except even out the Fiora. Like, it felt like the second game was Zac and Jin. Which is why... But, like, game 1, High Reef was just, another level.
Yeah.
But...
TEA. All players of the series.
I think I'd give it to High Reef, too, because of just how dominant game 1 was. That ult bot lane between the 2 bot and mid inhibitor tower where he just ulted over the wall, or they just ulted over the wall and killed 2 Conduit people by themselves and just went back over to sieging again, untouched. Like, that's when you knew it was over.
Yeah.
So, I agree. I give it to High Reef.
Yeah, High Reef's the GOAT.
And, yeah, it was a tough game for Conduit, but hopefully they can put they come together, play through a scrim or something, and find their footing again and make it back into playoffs.
This is the last week, so playoffs. I think we're on the fence. What do they call it? March Madness. We're on the bubble. We may make playoffs, we may not.
Oh, round 2's only 2 weeks?
Yep, it's 2 weeks.
I didn't know that.
No.
Well, I guess we'll have to find out. This may or may not be the last Conduit CCW stream in Risen, or maybe we'll be in playoffs. You guys will have to wait and find out. Go join the server, try to figure out what's going on. We'll check out the Conduit Twitter. I'll try to tweet out if they make it in playoffs as well. And yeah, thank you so much for coming out. I've been Black Eyed Peas, joined by Genetics. Any last words?
Hey, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah,
For
thank you.
everyone, not just guys, everybody.
Yeah, thank you to all the viewers tonight. We were at like 35, 40 at one point, and even the 20 that are still here. Thank you for listening to us, and it's always fun to stream. It's always fun to watch the teams, regardless of who's winning or losing. It's just fun. It's all fun, and thank you to the players for participating in these leagues as well, and thank you Risen for hosting it. We will be back in another point with another Conduit stream eventually. Like I said, check the Twitter and try to join the Conduit server for like notifications. And yeah, thank you guys.